call service. So yeah, probably at least like yeah. But ask him we say comes around. Yeah, four times.
like 10 seconds ago. Quieting down a bunch of hungry people. Oi. It's 2 p.m. on Yom Kippur. It's a great time. Think about getting home, start planning for Break the Fast. But if you are here or you are online, I want you to know the next hour will be one that is both soulful and profound. On Tisha B'Av, your clergy participated in a joint service where Shalev was featured as a guest speaker. We knew then that we wanted to bring him to Coral Gables to share his remarkable story with each of you. Over the phone, Shalev said to me that to make it even more special, we should bring in Eunice. Without a blink of an eye, we couldn't wait. We could not wait until both of them came to America. Shalev has been to America before, but this is Eunice's very first time. Shalev is a survivor. Shalev is a survivor of the Nova Festival, and the greatest man who saved him and his friends is Eunice. This story you are about to hear will stay with you. I have now heard it twice, and each time I am moved more than the very last. While Shalev speaks fluent English, Eunice, an Israeli Bedouin Muslim man, will have Giora Israel, Sharon Israel Moskowitz's father, help translate. But you don't need to know a lick of Hebrew or Arabic. Just watching Eunice speak with warmth, compassion, and love, you will know what he is saying. A huge thanks to Giora for all you are doing in not only translation, but in chauffeuring them around so they can get a sense of what Miami is all about. There will be time for questions and answers, but let me tell you what this talk is not about. It is not politics. It's about two humans meeting, connecting, and changing each other's lives forever. So please be considerate in your follow-up questions so that we are focused on their story, their forever bond, and how one tragic moment led them to having a renewed sense of hope. Lastly, I want to say a huge thank you to the Lambert family, the Myers and Etra family, the Israel family, the Rosenthal family, the Yellen Sasso family, and a very generous private donor for helping make all of this possible. Lastly, they would not be here without Sally Zilberstein from El Al, who got them last-minute tickets on fully booked flights. I don't know how you did it, but thank you, Sally, for making that happen. Will you please give a Judeo warm welcome with love to Shalev and Eunice.
Shalom.
Shalom lekulam.
Good afternoon, Shalom. My name is Shalev. As Jonathan said, I'm a Nova survivor. I'm 26 years old, living now in Tel Aviv. And I'm here to share with you my October 7th story. And first of all, I have to say that I'm very, very excited to stand in front of you here. This is a very, very powerful moment for me. and especially now, for me, this is the fifth time in America, but the first time with Younes, and the first time that, most of the first time that we were speaking in front of people in America. So I want to thank to Jonathan to make it happen, and all the amazing people that helped us to make it. So toda rabba, we say in Hebrew. And so I can start and say that, I will begin and say that the October 7th for me didn't begin actually on the October 7th. It began 2.5 years before October 7th, while I was a combat soldier in the IDF, in the Nahal Brigade, for the ones who knows more about the IDF. And in my last 4 months, I served on the Gaza border in a place called Paga, army base called Paga, which is under the control of Nahal Oz area. I was a staff sergeant, and during these 4 months, while I served on the Gaza border, we had a short operation in Israel called Shomer Chomot, the Guardian of the Walls. This operation happened in May 21. It was quite short operation, 10 days. The Hamas didn't invade Israel, the IDF didn't cross the border too. But during this operation, we all the time heard that from the intelligence in the IDF that the Hamas have plans to invade Israel by motorcycles, by pickup trucks, boats, paragliders, all the things that we saw on October 7th. So I heard about this plan since May 21. We were very ready for that. Then nothing happened. This operation finished after 10 days. And in July 21, I finished my service. And like most of the Israelis, I saved some money and took a flight to travel abroad. So I traveled in Colombia, then in Peru, then in Thailand, and then in Australia. During the time in Australia, I met my girlfriend, Gali. She is Israeli, but we met in Melbourne somehow. And since then, we traveled together. And in the middle of August 23, 2 months before October 7th, we decided to book our flight back home. Because for me, that was very important to be with my family in the Jewish holidays. It's pretty funny for me that I'm here during the Jewish holidays. But yeah, this is a very important thing for me to do, so that's why I prefer to make it all the time. And so we landed in Israel. We actually booked the first flight ticket for the October 7th. Then I understood that I will miss the Jewish holidays because October 7th was the Simchat Torah. So we changed the flight ticket. We landed in Israel on the 23rd of September. That was exactly 2 weeks before October 7th. Then I was very excited that I can join my friends for a festival called Nova. And we knew the Nova since the beginning of it in 2021. And I remember that I was very happy that I can join them because for us, we called it reunion celebration because we all served as a combat soldier in the IDF. Then we finished our service and we traveled abroad and we didn't see each other for 2 years. So that was a huge party for us to meet each other. And a very good moment to meet each other in this festival. So we met in Tel Aviv on the October 6th. We ate the Sukkot dinner together in Tel Aviv. Then we started to drive south. That was on midnight. On 1:40 a.m., we arrived to the festival area. We parked our car. We came 6 friends in total, 3 and 3 inside each car, by 2 cars. And then I remember that after we finished to unpack all our stuff and to build our camping site, we started to explore the area of the festival. And then I remember that I was just So this is a very beautiful photo of me in the IDF, and this is the flight ticket that you can see exactly the date I'm supposed to land. This is the photos of the first or the second Nova in Israel. This is from 2021. And then all my friends, as I said, we started to travel abroad after our service. And now, there are some blue pins inside this photo that you can see. So those pins, I pinned them 2 years and a half before October 7th, while I was serving at the border. So I knew a bit about the area, not much. So, as I said, we arrived. Me and my friends, we unpacked all the camping stuff we brought with us, because in this kind of festival, you want to feel at home. It's very important. So we brought with us like 6 tents, a lot of chairs, and we started to explore the area of the festival. This is the only video that I have of myself dancing for a few minutes. Then I was very tired because I arrived to the festival from the north of Tel Aviv, of Israel. My parents live in the north, close to Tiberias. So I was very tired. And then I told my friends, okay, I'm going to rest a bit, you can keep dancing. Since 3 a.m. I was in my camping site, and since 4 a.m. I was inside my tent trying to sleep. A moment before I went inside my tent, a friend of mine asked me if I want earplugs. So I told him, yes, sure, I would love to use earplugs. It was very loud. And that means when you use earplugs, you can hear only the lower frequencies of the music. So for me, that means only the kick and the bass, only the main rhythm. And this music has very fixed rhythm. And so I could hear the rhythm all the time while I was trying to sleep inside the tent, 4 a.m., inside the festival. Then I remember that I could hear something strange. On 5:55 a.m., I could hear some boom sound that didn't work for me with the kick and the bass. Not boom sound that not in the rhythm. That was very strange for me. I knew that we are close to the border, so I opened my phone to check what's going on. I went to an Israeli news website, to Ynet, to check what's going on. I saw nothing special, only articles about the Sukkot holiday. I told myself, okay, everything is fine, go back to sleep, you're just imagining. And since then, I was half sleeping inside my tent. On 6:29, I remember that I heard the launch of the missiles from my tent. I could recognize the noise of it from the first moment. Then I opened my tent, I looked at the sky, I saw all the sky was full of trails of rockets above me. And then I remember that me and my friends, we understood that, okay, there are rockets now, the party will not continue, it's better for us to pack all our stuff as fast as we can, but not in a rush, and drive back home. So that's what we did. For 15 minutes, we packed all our stuff in a very calm way, and in 20 minutes, we were sitting inside our car, inside the parking lot of the festival, trying to drive a very short way of 500 meters from the parking lot to the main road. And we couldn't do it because all the area was stuck because at the beginning, we thought it was only a huge traffic jam. So we tried to drive this short way, we couldn't do it. Then, after 20 minutes that we are driving only inside the festival area, we could find a way to connect to the 232 road, the main road, the road that connects all the kibbutzim. In that moment, we started to hear a lot of gunshots from the east side of Israel, which is the opposite direction of the border. That was very strange for me and my friends, so we decided to leave our car to understand what's going on. So I remember that I was sitting on the back seat, on the right seat on the back, and we were 3 friends inside this car. I opened the door, and on my right side, I could see a woman that's sitting inside a car that all the front mirror of the car was absolutely crashed because of gunshots. And that woman, she was bleeding very, very heavy from her upper body. she was screaming very, very loud. And I remember that this moment was a very long moment for me, that during this moment I could see a guy run towards her door, open the door, and carry her on his hands while she is bleeding, and ran with her on his hands in front of us from the main road, the 232 road, inside the festival area, probably to give her medical treatment. Since that moment, that was 7 and 10 a.m., I was in shock, but I didn't understand that Hamas or any terrorist invaded the border. I thought on my mind that maybe this is a sniper that shot this woman. Now I can say it makes no sense. This is a very long distance. So this moment kind of made me and my friend leave our car and start walking on this main road, a bit north, like 100, 200 meters. But we had a huge chaos in front of us. We were inside this festival, 4,400 people. That means at least 1,000 cars trying to escape from the same place at the same time. We had a huge traffic jam on this main road. We stuck there, and as the time kept going, we could see people bleeding next to us, and we had no idea much why. Until 7:40, we were on this main road, and then I remember a woman that stood next to me shouting, "There are terrorists on motorcycles, there are terrorists on motorcycles, run away from here." And then it was kind of like a movie, I remember it, that I saw this woman, and a moment later we started to hear a lot of gunshots, and then at the same moment you understand that these gunshots are at you, because it has kind of different sound. Then it was like an instinct, we started to run on the fields, on the open fields, just absolutely running for our life. These are the pictures that my friend Eyal took. At the beginning we ran on the open field, which was pretty tough to run on it because it was after seeding, so it means like to run on the beach and on a deep sand. But on the other hand, this fact helped us because my friend, Niv, he served in a GOZ, in a special unit in the IDF. And when the terrorists kept shooting at us, he had the instinct to lay on the ground, and he started to crawl inside the ditches of the field. For a few minutes we were crawling, and then the gunshots stopped for a moment, we kept running. Then we found a dry stream. Inside this stream we found a woman, young woman trying to hide inside a bush. She was very stressed. When I saw her, I can say that this moment changed everything for me, because when I saw her, it gave me the rule to be like the moral guy, the guy who needs to keep the moral high during these crazy moments. So when I saw her, she was very nervous inside this bush, telling me, "I lost Guy, I don't know where is Guy." And I had no idea who is she, I had no idea who is Guy. I had no idea who I am during those moments. I was very afraid. But this moment changed everything for me, because I had the instinct to give her my hand. I told her, "What's your name?" She told me, "My name is Shachar." I told her, "Okay, Shachar, I don't know about Guy, but you are not alone anymore, you are with us, and we will be at home tonight." And I don't know how I was optimistic. Again, I was very afraid. In compared to my friend, I was the guy who was like, I couldn't even act match. So since then we became 4. Then we kept running on the fields. We found another 2 guys, Atir and Daviel are their names. We became 6. And then on 9:20 a.m., after 8 kilometers of running, we found a greenhouse. And that was a closed greenhouse. And we knew that Hamas invaded the border. There are terrorists everywhere inside these fields. We had no idea about the exact amount of it. And then I remember that, so we decided to go inside this greenhouse because it was a closed place and no one can see us from long distance. During those moments, that was 9:20, we could hear that we are next to a farm. And because we could hear someone who works with a hammer every few minutes, which was not so positive sounds. But on the other hand, we could hear all the time Thai music. And in Israel, there are a lot of people from Thailand that comes to work in the agriculture, and a lot of them working in the south, in the Gaza envelope area. And that was a very good sign for us. So we decided to go inside this farm. I went inside the farm, and from the first moments inside the farm, I lost contact with my friend. And when I went inside, I saw, first of all, half a circle of 12 Thai people cooking a breakfast. And I was so thirsty and so weak, I ran 8 kilometers from out of nowhere. I was sleeping when everything began. I slept with pajama pants and sweatshirt, and then I had to remove them. I ran half naked. So I went inside the farm, I saw those 12 Thai people, and then I asked them for water. And I was so thirsty, so they pointed towards some direction inside the farm, and I walked towards this direction that was 10 meters in front of me. Then I could see a tap. So during the moment, while I'm bent to drink from this tap, someone called me from my back, said, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" And he said this sentence in Hebrew, which none of the Thai employees spoke Hebrew, and with very strong Arabic accent. And I just turned around, and he was in front of me, came from my back. I was in shock. And on my mind, I told myself, oh my God, I hope he is not from Gaza. Because I knew that people from Gaza can cross the border and work in Israel, and maybe he can call someone, I don't know. I don't want to take any risk during these crazy moments. So for the first moments, I was so alerted and just waited for the moment he will try to beat me or attack me, and I will need to defend myself. Then nothing happened, and he asked me, who am I, what I'm doing there? I told him, I'm Shalev, I ran from the festival. There are terrorists, they shot at us there, we had to run away, we found this place. Who are you? What are you doing here? And the guy was Yunus, and he will keep his perspectives from this moment and the rest of the day. And so thank you for listening to me. Yunus keep his version, his perspective for that. And thanks for Giora for the translation. תודה רבה. אני עכשיו יונס, אני שואל אותך מי אתה, מה אתה עושה?
טוב, שלום לכולם. אני אלגרנאוי יונס.
My name is Granawi, Yunus Granawi.
אני בדואי מוסלם, גר ברהט.
He's a Bedouin, a Muslim Bedouin who lives in Rahat, north of Beersheba.
אני רוצה להגיד קודם כל, לא רוצה להזכיר שמות, תודה לכל מי שידאג שאנחנו נבוא ונספר את הסיפור שלנו ביום החשוב וגמר חתימה טובה לכולם.
I first would like to thank, without naming any names, to say thank you to all of those who have helped to bring us here, and I want to wish you Khatima Tova.
אני עובד בעוטף עזה קרוב ל-30 שנה. אני התואר השני אחרי אבא שלי.
He is second generation after his father, working in the farming business just outside of Gaza within Israel for the last 30 years.
בתור שבת השחורה אני הייתי שמה, ובשעה 6:15 בבוקר שמעתי שיש טילים שיוצאים לשטח ישראל.
He was there on that day, 6:30 in the morning. He started hearing rockets flying towards Israel.
אז לא הייתי יודע מה קורה בדיוק, עד שקיבלתי טלפון מהבן שלי, אבא תחזור הביתה דחוף, יש מחבלים שיחדרו לשטח ישראל.
He gets a call from his son. He says, Daddy, come back home. There are terrorists who crossed the border into Israel. Come home fast.
אז אמרתי לו אולי 1-2 ותכף יתפסו אותם והכל יהיה בסדר.
He said, well, it'll only take a couple of hours. They'll catch them. Everything will be okay.
אז עוד 10 דקות אני מקבל גם טלפון מאח שלי, תחזור הביתה דחוף.
He gets a call from his brother. Come urgently back home.
והתחילו לשלוח לי סרטונים שמחבלים שנכנסו בכמויות לשטח ישראל.
He suddenly gets on his phone the first videos of terrorists coming into Israel in large numbers.
ולמזלי, בסרטונים שראיתי, הרכבים שנכנסו איתם זה כמו הרכב שיש לי, אז לא יכולתי לצאת.
He realized from the videos that the pickup trucks that they used to cross the border are very similar to the pickup truck he had. So he understood that he can't leave.
אז אמרתי, תכף המשטרה יבואו, יעזרו והכל יהיה בסדר, ועד שהייתי נמצא עם 24 תאילנדים גם בתום מקום עבודה.
So he was hoping that the police or somebody will come and help them very soon, but he couldn't leave. He also had 24 Thai workers, farm workers, that were in the farm.
אז קראתי לתאילנדים ואמרתי להם שאנחנו במצב לא טוב, והראיתי להם את הסרטונים ששלחו לי, אמרתי שיש מחבלים ואנחנו צריכים לשמור על עצמנו.
He put the Thai workers in a room, showed them some of these videos, explained to them the situation is dire and we have to find ways to protect ourselves.
שמתי בכל שער 3-4 תאילנדים להסתכל ואמרתי כל דבר שאתם רואים, אתם באים להגיד לי.
So what he did, he divided the Thai people into groups of 2 or 3 in each entrance to the farm to alert him if they see any movement or anybody approaching the farm.
בשעה 9:30 אחד התאילנדים מסמן לי שיש מישהו בתוך החווה בפנים.
At 9:30, one of the Thai tells him there is somebody inside the farm.
אז אמרתי לו, שב, לא לדבר, אז באתי לראות מי זה. אז אני...
I told him, just don't do anything, I'll come and check what's going on.
אז באתי מאחרי הבן אדם הזה וזיהיתי שיש לו עגלים באזניים.
I walked towards a person and I saw that he had earrings in his ears.
אז נרגעתי ואמרתי, זה בסדר, זה משלנו.
He relaxed and he said, it's one of ours.
אז שאלתי אותו, כן, מה אפשר לעזור לך?
Yes, how can I help you?
אז הוא הסתכל עליי ונבהל, אומר לי, מי אתה?
He looked at me, he was scared. Who are you?
אמרתי לו, אני עובד פה, מי אתה? אומר לי, אנחנו ברחנו מהנובה, ובאו מחבלים וירו עלינו, ואנחנו ברחנו לכיוון שלך.
So he told him, who are you? He said, and then he asked me, and who are you? Well, I work on the farm. He said, so what's your story?
And there is another version for this moment. Yunus, this is what Yunus said is my version. The Yunus version for this moment was, he remembered that I asked him, are you a terrorist?
אז הוא ביקש ממני, אם אתה יכול לעזור לי, אמרתי לו, כן. אמר לי שהוא נמצא עם עוד 5 חברים בפנים שמתחבאים. אמרתי לו, תקרא לו כולם, אני אעזור לכם.
He asked me if he will help me, and I said I will. And then he said, we're with 5 other people there hiding. He said, yes, don't worry, call them and bring them in.
אז הוא התחיל לקרות לכולם, תצאו, יש פה מישהו רוצה לעזור לנו, אז כולם באו אליי.
He called all the 5 to come, they all came. He told them somebody wants to help us, and they all came to see me.
אז לקחתי את כולם, שמתי בחדר, שאנחנו יושבים פה חדר אוכל כזה, ואמרתי להם, תשטפו פנים, תשתו מים, הכל בסדר, תרגעו.
He brought them into a room, he gave them water to wash and to drink because they haven't drank for a while, and just sit here and everything will be okay.
אז התחילו לשאול אותי, אתה חושב שיגיעו מחבלים לי פה? אמרתי להם, אני בטוח שלא.
They would ask him, do you think that any terrorists will come over here? And he said, I'm sure they won't.
אז שמתי אותם בחדר אוכל ואני הייתי מסתובב, פתאום אחד התאילנדי גם מסמן לי שיש מישהו שעומד בשער.
So I left them in the room and I was walking all around until one of the Thais said, hey, there is somebody near the gate.
אז אני באתי לכיוון השער ואני מזהה בחורה שעומדת בשער, ואני בא לכיוון שלה והיא גם חשבה שאני מחבל.
I walked towards the gate and I realized it's a young lady standing there. And she probably realized I may be a terrorist,
למרות שלא רואים עליי שאני מחבל.
although it doesn't look like I'm one.
אז כשהתקרבתי אליה, היא מרוב פחד התחילה להחליף צבעים, אז אמרתי לה, תרגעי, הכל בסדר, אני באתי לעזור לך.
He approached her and she goes very scared. She changed colors, translation. And he said, don't worry, I'm coming here to help you.
אמרה לי כן, אמרתי לה כן, אמרה לי שהיא נמצאת עם עוד ידיד בשבילה שהוא מתחבא. אמרתי לה, תקריא לו, אז התחילה להגיד לו, גלעד, תצא, יש פה מישהו רוצה לעזור לנו.
So she said, I'm not alone. I have another friend with me. His name is Gilad. So he said, yeah, call him. So she called him, Gilad, come. There is somebody here who wants to help us.
גלעד הזה, הוא רץ מהנובה עד אליי בערך 8 קילומטר בלי נעליים.
This friend of hers, Gilad, ran from the Nova 8 kilometers, about 5 miles, with no shoes.
אז הוא התחיל להגיד לי, אני לא יכול לעמוד על הרגליים, ראיתי שיש לו דם ברגליים.
He said he could not stand. He had blood all over his feet.
אז אמרתי לו, הכל בסדר, אנחנו 100 מטר מגיעים, יש לי עוד אנשים שהגיעו לפניכם.
He said, you will have to walk. It's only about 100 meters or so. So it's about 300 feet, and there are other people there, and then we'll help you.
אז הוא שידע יש לפניו אנשים שהגיעו, אז הוא שמח, אמר לי, בסדר.
When he heard that there are others there, he was happy, and they started.
אז שמתי את כולם, ישבו כולם בחדר אוכל, עזרתי במה שיכול לעזור, אוכל, מים, מה שיכולתי לעזור עזרתי, מטעני טלפונים.
So there were now 8 of them. So they were in the room, and he started, in addition to the ties, of course, feeding them, giving them water, and trying to support them in any way possible.
אז אחד מהם אומר לי, אתה מכיר את המקום טוב, יונס? אני אומר לו, כן, אני פה כמעט 30 שנה.
They asked him, Yunus, do you know the place well? He said, yeah, I know the place for 30 years.
אז הוא שואל אותי, אם מגיעים מחבלים, לאיזה כיוון אנחנו נלך?
They asked me, tell me, Yunus, if terrorists will arrive, what direction should we run or go to?
אז יש לידינו קרוב אולי 10 מטר, 15 מטר שטח של כותנה שהוא גודל ב-100 קילומטר 80. אמרתי לו, חס וחלילה הם יגיעו, אנחנו ניכנס בתוך הכתן.
He told him that about 50 feet from here, there is a cotton field. The cotton field is about 6 foot tall. And he said, if there is a situation, we're just running into the cotton field and try to hide there.
אז הוא אומר לי, אני רוצה את הטלפון שלך ועוד טלפון של מישהי עובד איתך פה.
He asked me also, can we get your telephone number or somebody else who works with you?
אז נתתי לו את שלי ועוד מישהו שעובד איתי ממושב יתד, קוראים לו לירן, אחד יהודי.
Yeah, so I gave 2 telephone numbers to the group, one of mine and one of another person who works here, who, by the way, happens to be a Jewish gentleman.
אז אחרי שישבנו בערך שעה וחצי והכל היה בסדר, אחד התאילנדי בא בריצה, הם היו בתוך החדר ואני בחוץ, ואחד התאילנדי בא בריצה ואני שומע יונס, הוא עושה לי עם הידיים שלו ככה.
After about an hour and a half, that was rather quiet, suddenly one of the Thai person started calling him Yunus, and makes sounds that somebody's on a motorcycle.
אז אני הבנתי על מה מדובר והייתי שומע את האופנוע בא לכיוון שלנו.
He heard the motorcycle coming towards the farm.
ואמרתי לעצמי, זהו, הגיע הזמן שלנו.
That's it. I thought, our time has come.
אז ברגע הזאת אני לא דיברתי אותם, אז אני מסתכל, אופנוע עושה את הסיבוב משני מחבלים עליו, עושה את הסיבוב ועוצר בשער הדרומי.
He saw the motorcycle approaching with 2 terrorists on the motorcycle going around and coming and stopping in front of the gate.
אז אני באתי מאחורי בניין, אני רואה אותו, אבל הוא לא רואה אותי. הסתכלתי עליו דקה, שתיים, ראיתי שהוא ירד והתחיל לדחוף את השער, רצה להיכנס.
I saw them, but he didn't see me because I was kind of hiding behind the building. One of them got off the bicycle and walked towards the gate and starts rattling the gate.
אז כשראיתי שהוא מתעקש ורוצה להיכנס בכל מחיר, קיבלתי את ההחלטה לצאת ולדבר אותו, אז צעקתי, חבר'ה, תסתתרו, יש לנו מחבלים.
So when I realized that he may want to come in, I turned around and told the guys, there are terrorists here, and he decided I have to come out. I have to come and confront him.
ויצאתי, עמדתי איזה אחרי טרקטור שמה, ועם הראש שלי אמרתי לו בערבית, כן, מה אפשר לעזור לך?
So there was a farm equipment, a tractor was there. He was kind of partially hiding, Yunis was, behind the tractor, kind of protecting himself, and he started speaking to the terrorist in Arabic. Can I help you?
אז שאל אותי, מי אתה? מה אתה עושה פה?
He asked him, who are you? What are you doing here?
אמרתי לו, אני בדואי, מרהט, אני עובד פה.
I'm a Bedouin, I'm from Rahat, I work here.
אמר לי, תפתח את השער. אמרתי לו, אין לי מפתח של השער.
He told him, open the gate, open the gate. He said, well, sorry, Yunis said, I don't have the key.
אז פתאום אומר לי, יש לך יהודים ערומים בפנים, תוציא את היהודים שיש לך.
Do you have naked Jews inside? Take the Jews out.
אז ברגע הזאת לא יכולתי לעמוד על הרגליים, התחלתי לרעוד, אמרתי, בטח ראה אותם ערומים ונכנסו אצלי, עכשיו הוא לא יוותר לנו.
When I heard this, I got very nervous. I got scared. I started, I lost the word. And I realized he probably knows that they're inside because they were naked. They probably saw them running without their clothes on when they approached here. He got really scared about that.
אמרתי לו, אין לי אף אחד פה, אני פה לבד. אז עוד פעם צעק, אני אומר לך, תוציא את היהודים. אמרתי לו, נשבע לך שאין לי אף אחד פה.
He was telling him, take the Jews out. He said, no, they're not here. I swear to you, there are no Jewish people here.
אז ראיתי שהוא מתעקש ואמרתי לו, אז הוא אומר לי, תצא, תדבר אותי. אמרתי לו, אני רואה אותך, חבר שלך אני לא רואה, אני מפחד שחבר שלך יהרוג אותי.
So he said, I want to talk to you, come closer. And he said, no, I don't want to come out because I can see you, but I cannot see your friend on a motorcycle, and I'm afraid that he will shoot me.
אז ראיתי שהוא מתעקש, אמרתי לו, תקשיב, אין לי קשר עם מה שאתה עושה פה, אני פה לבד, יש לי משפחה, אני מגדל ילדים קטנים בבית, עזוב אותי, לך מפה.
So I told him, listen, I'm here alone, there's nobody else, I'm a family man, I have a wife, I have children, I'm not connected to any of that.
לקח לי להתווכח אותו בערך בין 6 ל7 דקות, אז לקח החלטה לעזוב את השטח, חבר שלו הניע את האופנוע, עלה מאחורה ונסעו.
After about 6 or 7 minutes of this exchange of words, he probably realized that I may be saying the truth, and they went back onto the motorcycle, made a circle, and they started going away.
בדיוק כשהם נסעו בפינה של הבניין, באו עוד 3 מחבלים, עמדו משם ביחד פחות מחצי דקה, והם התחילו לנסוע לחווה שנייה לידינו שהיא רוחקה בערך 2.5 קילומטר.
As the motorcycle started turning and walking away, another 2 motorcycles with other terrorists arrived. They spoke for about 30-40 seconds, and then they all decided to move. There's nothing here, and they tried to go to another farm.
אז אני, שראיתי שהם הלכו, באתי בריצה והתחלתי לצעוק, אז לא הייתי מכיר את השמות שלהם, להגיד, חבר'ה, איפה אתם? מישהו שומע אותי? כמעט שעה ורבע אני מחפש, אף אחד לא עונה לי.
as soon as they left, he turned around and started calling them. Where are you? He didn't know their names. He was just saying general terms to call them. And he couldn't find them. For an hour and a half, he couldn't find them.
And so the picture now you can see here is the building where the dining room that Yunus placed us. We were sitting inside it and from 10 a.m. And as Yunus said, we asked him, he gave us food and water and we felt very safe. I started to text my family and friends that we are safe. And we ran 8 kilometers from the Nova, which is 13 kilometers from the border. And we trusted what Yunus said because he was working there 30 years. He told us, we are in the middle of the field, no one will come here, don't worry. And so after you ran 8 kilometers, you got food and water, and there is a guy who's taking care of you, you can feel safe. You become very tired, so all the adrenaline is going down. So we were laying inside this building on the floor, trying to rest because we knew that probably we will keep running more to inside Israel. And again, during this time, I was half sleeping, Yunus running towards us and shouting, there are terrorists on motorcycles coming here. And we had the plan to run outside and hide inside the cotton field, but the terrorists arrived from the same direction. We couldn't run there. We had few seconds to decide. And here you can see in this photo, the building, it was raised above the ground by 30, 40 centimeters. So thanks God, one of the guys that were with us, Aviel, he laid underneath that building and we all laid underneath it after him, like a Holocaust movie. And this is me, by the way. This photo, the right photo you can see is from the October 7th. I got it a few months later, and this is me laying underneath that building next to Shachar, the woman that we found inside the bush, and Eyal, my friend, in front of me. We were 8 people from the Nova underneath that building, and it was silence for a few seconds. And then we started to hear shouts in Arabic. Then we don't speak Arabic, all of us, unfortunately, so we couldn't understand what's going on. We could guess what's going on, but not exactly. Until the moment that we heard the sentence, Wen El Yahud. This sentence I could understand. This means, where are the Jews? And then I was kind of sure that these are my last moments of my life. And on my mind, that was kind of, I was saying to myself, such a shame that now is the end, the last moments of my life, because I have so much dreams and things that I want to do. But then it's changed. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like an instinct for me to take my right hand and put it on my eyes and said, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, on repeat for a few, maybe seconds, maybe minutes, I don't know. And then it was silence again, and it was silence for 20 minutes after this shout in Arabic, and Yunus started to call us. After 20 minutes of silence, then Yunus started to calling us, and we didn't know what to do. If to answer or not, because we didn't know what happened in this gap of time. Maybe the Hamas terrorists, they caught Yunus, now they're forcing him with a gun to bring us out. So those moments underneath that building were very, I don't have even words to describe it, like it's very crazy moments. And we were underneath that building for 1 hour and a half in total, until a moment that Yunus, most of the time, was speaking on his phone. Some of the time in Hebrew, some of the time in Arabic. And then he said in a phone call in Arabic, in Hebrew, okay, I think I know where are they, I think I found them. We are underneath that building, can't breathe, like we froze for a long moment, and then Yunus kind of bent halfway, saw us underneath that building and kind of half shouting, half laughing at us, saying, I'm trying to find a rescue for you, are you hiding from me? Get outside from this building right now. Then, all of us, we were 8 people from the Nova, underneath that building, and another 24 Thai people that were hiding inside the buildings, inside this farm. We all crawled out underneath that building, and this time, like in a Hollywood movie, 2 cars went inside the farm of citizens from a place called Patish, which is a small village in the Gaza envelope area. They rescued hundreds of people from the beginning of the attack until the day after. So they rescued us from the farm. ינס, אתה רוצה לספר גם איך זה היה אצלך, כאילו,
הרשימה?
רק שנייה, So, I remember that we were running towards those cars. Then, during the moment I was running, I stopped. I turned around. I went back to Younes. I ran back to him. I gave him a huge hug. I told him, Younes, you are our guardian angel. You saved our life. I have no words to. I don't know how to say, and we will be in touch. Thank you so much. And then I remember that I was turning around, and we all ran towards the car. I remember that I was opening the back door, the back seat door. I saw, I think, 4 or 5 women sitting. Me and my friends jumped on them, sit on them, and we all drove in the Gaza envelope inside one car, I think around 8 or 10 people. In the other one, another same amount of people, and we had another Silverado with like 16 people, 10 of them on the truck, on the back of the Silverado. We were driving for 30 minutes in the Gaza envelope area until we arrived to a place called Maslul, which is in the Gaza envelope area too. We stayed there until 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Then we found a way to drive to the north. I arrived home to my parents' home close to Tiberias. That was 9 p.m. And for me, this was only the beginning of it, the moment I arrived home. And Younes will explain about his last hours of this crazy day.
טוב, אחרי שהשגנו להם חילוץ, בא אחד בשם עמי, והתחיל לצפור לי בשער, אומר לי, אני באתי לחלץ את האנשים שיש לך.
After a while, somebody came to the gate. We came to rescue the people you had here.
אז אמרתי לו, עם 8 אנשים, אנחנו צריכים עוד רכב. אז אמר לי, דקה אחת אני משיג עוד רכב, ותוך 5 דקות השיג עוד רכב, ובאו, לקחת אותם.
They came with 2 cars to rescue them.
הוא ביקש ממני, העמי הזה אני מכיר אותו, אומר לי, יונס, אתה יכול לבוא איתנו, אם אתה רוצה, למושב בתיש. אמרתי לו, אני גר ברהט, אין לי מה לעשות בבתיש.
They offered to take him as well, but he said, no, I live somewhere else, so I won't go with you.
אז אמרתי לו, בטח עוד מעט המשטרה יבואו, יציעו אותנו, וזה לא קרה, המשטרה לא יכולה לעזור לנו באותו זמן.
He was hoping the police will come very soon to rescue him, the official police, but they didn't come.
אז הוא אמר לי, אם אתה לא יצא אותנו, אתה לא יצא מהמקום, אתה נשאר בפנים, אתה לא יצא החוצה. אז שאלתי אותו, למה?
He said, if you're not coming with us now and you're staying, then you have to live. You have to stay here. You can't leave. And he asked, why?
אומר לי, אנחנו מהבוקר מחלצים אנשים, ולידך בברדסים יש המון גופות שהם בברדסים, אנשים שנרצחו שם.
Because in the area surrounding the farm, there are many bodies of many people that were killed, and there may be still terrorists in the area.
אז אמרתי לו, על מה אתה מדבר? עד כדי כך? הוא אומר לי, כן. אמרתי לו, עוד מעט המשטרה יבוא, יעזרו לנו, אני נמצא עם 24 תאילנדים ואני לא יכול לעזוב אותה.
He said, I can't leave. I won't leave because I know that you want to take me. I can't leave. There are 24 Thai employees that I have to stay with them.
אז הם הלכו ואני נשארתי עם התאילנדים ואמרתי עוד מעט המשטרה יבוא הוציאו אותנו, הייתי מתקשר למשטרה, נתתי להם את המספר רכב שלי, המסוק היה מעלינו, אמרו לי אם אתה יוצא המסוק מוריד אותך, תישאר בפנים.
So I spoke to the police, and I gave the police my car number and everything. A helicopter came from above, and the message to us was, if you leave this camp, you will be shot. So stay there.
אז קיבלתי אישור מהמשטרה בפיקוד העורף ביום שני בשעה 5:30 בערב, אני יכול לצאת הביתה.
So only on Monday at 5:30 he got an okay from the police and the military that he can head back home.
כן. זה היה בדיוק 7 לאוקטובר, יום הולדת שלי היה ב8 לאוקטובר.
It was the 7th of October when it happened. On the 8th of October was his birthday.
אז
He's 50
50-year-old.
Yeah.
He became 50-year-old on the 8th of October.
אז חגגתי יום יולדת מתחת לעצים.
He celebrated his birthday under the bushes and taking care of all his protected people, the 24 Thai and the 8 Israelis.
אז שקיבלתי אישור מפיקוד העורף לשים דגל ישראל על הרכב ולצאת ביום שני בערב, אז שמתי דגל והתחלתי לצאת לכביש. פתאום אני רואה לפניי הרבה צבא, הרבה טנקים, וכולם מסתכלים עליי, מאיפה יצאת?
So I decided to take my car. They told me to put an Israeli flag on my car, and I started driving out of it, and suddenly I encountered a lot of military tanks, and asking, who are you? Where are you coming from?
והרכב שלי הוא חשוד כמו הרכב של המחבלים בדיוק.
My car is very suspect because it's the same model of a pickup truck that the terrorists used to cross the border.
אז החיילים מסתכלים עליי ומסתכלים על הדגל, מה זה שייך זה לזה?
They look at me and they look at the flag and how these two things are connected.
ואני מרוב פחד, כל אחד שמסתכל עליי, אני עושה לו לייק, שהכל בסדר.
Everybody, I was afraid, and I was making like signs to everybody.
עד שהגעתי הביתה, והמשפחה שלי לא ידעה כלום, היו מתקשרים אליי, למה אתה לא חוזר? אני אומר להם, אם אני יוצא אני אמות, אבל פה בסדר.
I spoke to my family and they asked, why don't you come? I said, I'm okay here. If I leave the farm, they may kill me. But I finally got to my family.
עד שהגעתי הביתה, ראיתי שכולם מחכים לי, ואמרתי להם שאני הייתי עם מחבלים, באו אליי מחבלים, אני עזרתי לאנשים, חילצתי אנשים.
So I came home and I told everybody where I was, that I saw the terrorists were around me, I was protecting people.
והבנות שלי התחילו לחבק אותי,
His daughter started hugging him,
ואשתי התחילה לצעוק עליי.
and my wife started barking at me.
למה אני לפני 7 באוקטובר בשנה נפטר לי בן הבכור שלי?
A year before October 7, he lost his oldest son.
ואמרה לי, הבן שלך נפטר, ואם היו הורגים אותך, מה אנחנו עושים?
Our oldest son died, and if they would have killed you, what would we have done?
אמרתי לה, אני עזרתי לאנשים, ואלוהים עזר לי, ואני פה, לידך שלם.
I helped people, God was with me and saved me.
וזהו.
And that's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
תודה רבה לכולם.
Just before we finish, 2 minutes, I have last thing that I want to share with you. And then if you have anything you want to say or questions, or you just want to go, that's fine. So here, I just want to share with you some Oh, and התמונות? So just, no, that's, if we're not, it's fine, but just want to share with you what happened a bit later. Me and Younes, we met half a year later. When Younes is not with me, I need to show people who is Younes. So, but thanks God, we have it with me right now. And I just want to jump to these pictures. At the beginning of September, like I think that was the 4th, the 3rd of September, Younes got from Isaac Herzog, the president of Israel, the Bravery Award, which is a huge thing in Israel. He got it with another 13 people. Some of them are... And I don't have any words to that, just a huge way to thank Younes about his act. And in person, I can say that for me, after October 7th, I had a very tough month. And I had I was kind of broken with a lot of anger inside me about what happened. Then the thing that changed everything for me was the first time I took a flight to America. I started to speak about my story. I shared it most of it in Chicago. Most of the time was in Chicago, and this changed everything for me because I got a huge purpose to share this crazy story with the world. And I can say that the first month after October 7th, I had so much anger inside me. I told Gali, my girlfriend, that I'm not sure that I can stay, I'm not sure that I will be in touch in the future with any Arabs or Muslims in Israel. Then I understood that the guy who saved my life, he's Muslim. And that makes no sense. And that's, I like to say in Hebrew, we say, al basar, on my skin. I learned how I have to look at people like everyone is an own world. Because at the first moment when I met Younes, I was very worried that maybe this guy gonna hurt me. Then this guy risked his life to save me. So this is, I think, the huge lesson that I ever learned in my life. So just to try and stick with that, just to see people like everyone is an own world. And to appreciate life much more, because the life are very fragile. I was pretty sure that I'm going to celebrate with my friends. Then I found myself running for hours from terrorists. So just to appreciate life much more. And for me, that means just to be a better person, just to be a bit more kind, to open my heart a bit more. And through that, the world will be much better than now. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. תודה רבה. Thank you, Shalev. Don't go anywhere, Shalev. Stay here. Younes, thank you so much. Thank you to all of you who are here. Please be seated for a minute. We have a lot of things going on. First of all, I want to make sure that you know, today is a day on Yom Kippur where we are asked, who are you? And you heard that question a lot of times. Who are you in that story? And I really want you to think about how this story will stay with you. Who are you? Are any of us the kind of person who would risk our lives to save the lives of someone else? Not just one person, but many who are not like us, who are of a different religion, of a different faith? Are we like Shalev, who was running away, trying to save his own life, and stopped to save the lives of others along the way, risking his own life again? There's so many powerful lessons in this beautiful, moving story, and we are so grateful to you for sharing it with us today. I want to also share one other very short piece of another story that is part of this story that I think again asks, who are we? And how do our actions in this life make a difference in the world? Because I believe they do, especially on this day when we're thinking about how we act in the world. So Giora, will you share one more bit of this story? And then we do, as soon as Giora finishes, we have to excuse any parents who have kids, children in the childcare. They're waiting for you. So as soon as Giora finishes that story, we're going to excuse all the parents. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So about 2 weeks ago, Rabbi Fish called me and he said, Gior, will you agree to pick them up from the airport? They're landing at 6:45 in the morning. It's okay. I said, sure, no problem. I live in Brickell. Of course, it's Fort Lauderdale and not Brickell. Thank you, Rabbi Fish. You know, I got up at 4. But the night before the arrival, I knew their first name, but not their last name. And then I see that the Bedouin who is coming with Shalev, his last name is El Grenawi. And my heart shattered. It meant so much to me, and I went berserk. Immediately, I started calling Israel. The story is in 1968. You're all too young to know what that year was. I went to high school. I went to an agricultural boarding school, and I come to the first day in class, and there are 3 other kids and another kid who introduced himself. My name is Ali El Grenawi. I'm a Bedouin. I'm Muslim. I'm from my family and my tribe, the first one to go to a Jewish boarding school to learn agriculture. And this Ali became a lifelong friend. By the way, his life unfortunately passed away. But Ali El Grenawi became my good friend. I visited him when he got married. He and members of his family were at my wedding, and we were close friends for many, many years, and I know the tribe. It's one of the greatest tribe of Bedouin in this whole Middle East area. And when they came out of the terminal, I didn't jump on Shalev. I jumped on him because he's a relative of my friend Ali. So,
Thank you so much, Giora. We are going to have a few minutes for questions. However, I do want to point out that in 9 minutes down the hall, we have a meditation time starting that is a powerful, beautiful experience. And our congregant, Alice Lash, is going to be leading. It's a guided meditation in the Silverman Room right down the hall. So we will be finishing in 9 or 10 minutes so that people can go to that. But I do want to, we do have time to take just a few questions. And again, please be respectful in terms, we're not really talking about politics here. We're really talking about people and this incredible story. So if you have questions, please raise your hand and one of us will come around and try to get as many as we can. Rabbi Fish. I did. Parents need to leave now, please, if you have children in the childcare. Thank you.
Have you met each other's families? Have you met each other's families?
Yes, so I added, we lost again the slideshow. No, never mind. On January, we had some opportunity to invite and host in Yunus house in Rahat, 50 community leaders from all over the US. And then my parents came too, so they met. Amazing. So they met each other. This is from the Nova side. Yes, it's just a beautiful photo. And this is, in the right side is me and my parents, and Yunus, his wife, Merfat, and his mother, Nadia, in Yunus' house in Rahat. And that was for me, that was a very very meaningful moments and very powerful moments. And since then, they have also my father and Yunus have a very good connection because we are Moroccans. So my father he speaks Arabic, different Arabic than Yunus, but they can still speak with each other. So my father, for the first time when he spoke with Yunus, he spoke in Arabic with him. And then Yunus told me, wow, he sounds like one of us. This is just a picture of the cars we left. And the last one that I want to leave it is my Instagram or like contact if you would love to. I would love to stay in touch with everyone that wants, so just keep it. Yes.
You mentioned that you were with 6 people when you started, and only 3 of you got there. Are
Yeah.
your other 3 friends okay?
So the easiest way for me to explain it is to say that the other 3 friends, they got the better driver. So he's very Israeli, like driving very Israeli. So he skipped all the traffic jam in a very short way, and they found a way to arrive to Be'eri, to the gate of Be'eri, around 7 a.m. They saw a body on the ground, on the gate of Be'eri, and I remember they told me that I think maybe the guard of this kibbutz, like the security man, went outside and told them, don't go in, go away from here. They turned around, they drove in the open fields, they found a way to a place called Shokeda. Shokeda is like the kibbutzim, but the Hamas didn't invade there. They stayed, they found the first house they found inside this place. They knocked on the door, they went inside the house with 2 like a couple, husband and wife, and 3 young kids inside the mamad, the home shelter, until midnight, waiting with knives inside the mamad for the Hamas to go inside, to come into to their house. Thanks God, nothing happened inside this kibbutz. It's not a kibbutz, but a village.
More of a comment, but I was at Beth David and heard you speak when you were there, and seeing the other half, what's his name? Eunice, really made that so complete and so beautiful. And I shared then, and I just want to share again with this group, how impressed I was that you said the Shema at the moment of your greatest fear, and what an inspiration as a young person to go to your faith, and to have faith in this man who saved so many Jews. And I really do appreciate Eunice and what you've done for us as a community and as a people.
We have time for just one last question.
Are you going to make a movie of this story?
We are trying to work on something, yeah, but probably it will be. We are trying to, if you have any ideas or any connections.
No, but if you need some startup funds, let us know. I want to just take a brief moment here and pause. Not last year, the year before, 2 years ago, Rabbi Siegel and I would stand up here and we would teach text, and it was lovely. There would be about 100th of you there, but it was lovely. And then we had David Schachter come speak. That's right, we had David Schachter come speak, and it was filled. He wanted to speak about memory because he couldn't forgive. That's right, a blessed memory of David Schachter. Then we had Judge Roy Altman, and that was packed house. And then we have these two incredible souls, and it was another packed house. We got the message loud and clear. But it's 3:13, and we're gonna let them get some rest. And we want to encourage you to stay around, because at 4 o'clock, we can turn that idea of tefillah, teshuvah, and tzedakah into a reality. We can do an act of tzedakah, of chesed, of kindness, of tikkun olam, by helping repair the world through creating dental hygiene kits, which is a mitzvah project created by Bria Sharp, one of our teams. We would love for you to stay and help with that. That's at 4 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, we have Yisker Ni'ilah. And right now we have meditation. Don't go home. Stay. Stay in this state. Reflect on what you just heard. Embrace each other. And with that, for Shalev and Eunice, I think we can collectively say, you are part of our family. We love you. Gamar Chatima Tova.